you to start working with the two draft picks and your
I'm,
Deiter and Prince?
Yeah, I'm really fired up. I had a conversation with both those guys the last 2 weeks, just check to see how they're doing and working out, make sure that they're running and, things like that to get ready for, this weekend. And really looking forward to see how those guys develop because they're both played a lot of football at really good schools, Wisconsin and Ohio State. So I'm fired up.
What did you look for when you were looking at these college kids? What was one trait that you needed to have?
Anymore nowadays, you really want to. A lot of college offenses throw the ball, so you want to find some guys that are skilled in run blocking, and you never get a lot of guys that they overall developed in both areas. So we want smart, tough, physical guys, and that's what we were looking for in the draft.
What do you probably obviously did some work with, you saw Jordan Mills, and I assume. What do you see in him?
Well, he's a veteran, and he's played a lot of football, and he's in Buffalo this past season, and when I being in and watching tape from week to week, you have a lot of crossover tape. So I had an opportunity to see him there. I think he's a good football player that has still, even though he's been in the league a little bit, he's got a high ceiling, and he can even get better at a lot of things he's doing. We're excited about having him.
Obviously he has to win the job. We're talking about quarterback Rosen, but you want a clean pocket for this guy so you can actually evaluate him. You haven't, I'd assume, right?
Well, you do, and you'd have to. That's our first thing. We're going to be able to, we must be able to run the football, get 4+ yards a carry, and then we have to be able to keep the pocket clean and protect the quarterback. Pressures are going to happen, hits and sacks. It's a bad words in our room.
Do you have a vision for Deiter in terms of, because he played a lot of spots?
Yeah, he did. We'll get him settled in one position. Where that is right now, we'll kind of meet on that tonight, see where we're going to start him. I would kind of assume it's going to be one of the guard spots. You don't want to move a young guy around too quick in too many positions because he doesn't learn the one position. It's going to be, as we tell him, the volume of the offense is a lot different than what it was in college. It's still football, but the learning part of it, and then the techniques that I'll be teaching, fundamentals of techniques I'll be teaching are going to be different than what he has learned. So we want him to start in one position, and then as he feels, that he's knows what he's doing in one position, then we'll work him on other positions, be versatile. He is a versatile player, as you mentioned. He played a lot of different positions.
He told us he was pretty left-handed in college, I think tackle and guard.
He did. He played, did he tell you that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He played, he brought that to my attention when I talked to him on the phone, congratulating him after we drafted him. I just recapping, watched him, but I took notice he just played in left side, so that's all I played. But to get him on the right-hand stance is just going to be new to him at first, but he'll be fine.
So do you think you're going to start him out on the right side then?
We don't know.
Okay.
That's a good. I'm going to put him on the right side at some time. See what he can do, whether he starts there or where he moves there. After we get a couple weeks under our belt here.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He also told us that if he had to play right tackle, it would take him about 3 days to learn the position.
Yeah.
Does that sound like something a characteristic of his that you?
Yeah.
Know?
Is that good or bad? Did he say that? I don't know. He's going to have about 3 minutes to learn the position is what he's going to have. But that's part of getting these guys ready to go. As I said, you start moving them around too soon, too fast, it all jumbles up in their head. So they got to learn a new offense. You want them to have a clear mind. Be ready to go with a snap count. The formation, the play, and that's a lot of learning for these guys, and especially the short time that we have in minicamp.
So the challenge for you, I guess, is you got all these new guys. Some play multiple positions, at least they have, and get them in quickly so to where you want them, so they can.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point, and it really, you guys, over the years have asked me, how long does it take to get guys together to get that chemistry, and with the way the makeup of the NFL is, when you only have 7 active offensive linemen, you have to be able to have some versatility within the positions that they play, and then you also have to move them around a little bit in training camp. You have to try to find that right formula that's going to give you the opportunity to have success.
Do you find yourself now in it's all new to you here, all the new guys shuffling in your mentally, okay, I could do this or I could do this.
Yeah, because the guys that we've had thus far in phase 1 and phase 2 have done a real good job of learning in the classroom, and we've done that. Now we haven't blocked anybody except for the couple days of minicamp, but they've been able to go from right side to left side, from guard to tackle, center, guards to center to guard. So there's been some versatility with that.
Where do you have right tackle right now? Right is wide open, and you're going to.
Yeah, it's going to be open. I mean, Zach Stirrup's done a good job in the off-season program. He's worked his tail off in the weight room on the field. Now with Jordan Mills here, and drafting Isaiah Prince, you would think that the two veteran guys have a little bit of a step ahead of the rookie. But we'll see how it goes. It's going to be, when it's hard to evaluate really where you are at the offensive line until you put pads on.
We saw about 5 minutes of Kilgore last year before he got hurt. How has he looked, and what's his?
He's looked very well.
Yeah.
He's looked good. He's all his injuries past him. He's fully healthy from that, working well in the weight room and on the field.
Since we last spoke to you, the team added Chris Reed, who obviously you're familiar with.
Yeah.
What do you like about him?
Well, Chris is he's the kind of guy what we were looking for with the Dolphins. He's a strong, tough guy with grit. That's what we're looking for Miami Dolphin offensive lineman. He fit that mold.
Pat, doing something on the AAF guys that you guys have.
Yeah.
I know Michael Dunn is one of them. You
Yeah.
had him in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about him as a player and as a personality?
Well, the Alliance League helped Michael because he was able to go play. And when any young player asks me about other leagues, in the off season, the number one the young guys got to do is they got to learn. They got to go play. Now you're in the practice squad, you practice them, but you're not actually in a game situation, and that really helps those guys. It probably compares to that I'm a little bit familiar with the European League, those type of leagues like that. But that helped Michael, and he's versatile. He's done some. He's never played center in a game, but he's done some snapping. He's done some snapping in the Alliance League. He's done some snapping here for us.
And would you say that AAF guys have a better shot with the Dolphins because this is kind of a stripped-down roster, or football is football and opportunity is
Probably
opportunity?
football is football, but our roster is lean right now, and we're looking for guys to step up,
Right.
and they'll have an opportunity, to step up and be the guy.
Your
What-
first.
What would a guy have to do to get your attention? Is it classroom? Is it little things? Is it details on the field?
Well, it's first of all, it's details, because you need to be detailed to be a good offensive lineman, and then it's taking the classroom to the football field, taking the drill work to the teamwork, that type of emphasis, and then we really won't find out until we get to training camp and we put the pads on. Guys are different now. There's it's many stories about guys look good in gym shorts, and then you get them out there in pads, and but that's they know these guys have been in pads before. They know what it takes.